This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra land. We are here live and direct. Today is the 10th day of August 2024. Tata Bobochi Eke. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well wishers onto this hallowed platform where we preach the gospel of emancipation, the gospel of genuine freedom. This is what we preach here. It's a revolutionary radio because Radio Biafra is committed for to the defense of freedom. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well wishers, even your enemies. Do not deny them listening to this hallowed platform. Please note that we are having problem since with our IPOB community radio. It is mute, it is off. So we try to fix it, but it is under fixed anyway, and I cannot continue waiting. You can download Simple Radio. Go to Simple Radio, please. We are live and direct. Also on social media, we have different facets, different platforms streaming us live and direct. You can go to www.ipob.org. ipob.org. www.ipob.org. You can go there and listen to us live and direct. You will see once you are in that website, it is our homepage, IPOB homepage. You can see Radio Biafra London live broadcast. Click there and you'll be listening. Also, if you have anything to donate to for ESN, please go to PayPal. It is in the same page. Please, we cannot continue to rely. We should be multifaceted. This is how we are being trained by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be multifaceted, so that if here doesn't work, you switch to other place. We are also on satellite. Therefore, I know that people that are trying to listen through IPOB community radio, please, it is temporarily out of service, but in no distant time, it will be fixed. We have been trying to do it. That's why I've been waiting, but I could no longer wait. As long as we have other places that are on, we have Simple Radio. Go to Simple Radio. Go to Simple Radio. Also, even on Facebook, you can go to IPOB Rapture Media. Rapture Media is streaming us live and direct. Rapture Media is one of us, is doing a very marvelous work. You know, people are doing works that are very silently. But those silent workers are mostly the ones that are doing even very, if not the most important job. Just like in your body, there are organs, very vital organs you don't see, but without them you cannot survive. That is how IPOB is. We are a body. We are a body. People are contributing. You know, this is an institution. That's why today I'm going to talk just briefly on building institutions. Building institutions. That will be what I will talk about today. Please, we must continue in what we are doing, and nothing should hew us down. It doesn't matter. Because what the Nigerian government, what the Nigerian Caliphate wants is to bring down IPOB. Are you hearing me? Their target is the indigenous people of Biafra. That institution that is trying to bring Nigeria down, because our mission is to make sure that we restore Biafra. That is the mission of IPOB, to make sure that Biafra is restored. And do you know that for the Nigeria Caliphate, they believe that the restoration of Biafra is a threat to Nigeria. So they are trying to undo us, and we are trying to undo them. That is how things work. They are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's an individual. Yes, he's our leader, but he's an individual. The most important thing for the Nigerian government is to destroy IPOB. Nothing more. Are you hearing me? That is the most important thing. Okay? So we should have this in our mind. Their target here, their overall target is to destroy IPOB and nothing more. That is why we will never allow any sentiment in order to overrun our sense of judgment. In this struggle, as long as Biafra restoration program or process is ongoing, IPOB, please kill sentiment. I know why I've been saying this. I've been saying this here on this hallowed platform. Kill sentiment. Kill sentiment. IPOB is an institution. Are you hearing what I'm saying? IPOB is a very huge institution. It's not a... many people have died. And people continue dying. Through collective efforts of you and I, we are where we are today. Therefore, IPOB is sacrosanct. Do not allow anything in order to be used to destroy IPOB. Now, I want to first of all say something before I continue. There has been this warnings upon warnings upon warnings upon warnings. We have said it here several times and we continue saying it. This public notice about the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that they are not IPOB members. Kingsley Ezebiro Kanu Takano and Emmanuel Meme Kanu, who you know as Fine Boy, they are not members of IPOB, please. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. He's the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, but IPOB is not a family business. Are you hearing me? IPOB is bigger than one individual. It's bigger than one family. Some families have been wiped out in this struggle. Do you know that? Therefore, these people, they are not members of IPOB. IPOB is an institution that goes purely on structure. IPOB is an institution and should be regarded as such. It is an establishment solely meant for the restoration of Biafra. Therefore, there is no sentiment. That is why when I look at people that, because of, Kanu Takano is a brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you become deceived because of that. How are this struggle opened my eyes on who our people really are. Our people are gullible. I am telling you. They are sentimental. I used to say this. At the beginning, 2021, the beginning or the early days of our leader's rendition, Kanu started coming on through Ikechukwu, one of us that followed money. Very, very deplorable, honestly. That followed money. And he used to come on his program. And the way he was talking, trying to cajole, give command, and give ultimatum, the thing started getting into my nerves. I made calls. I say, is this man now our new leader or what? What is happening? What is happening? Even I confronted the host. That is Mazi Ikechukwu. I confronted him privately. I said, Mazi, why are you hosting this guy? And the way he's talking, what is happening? No, he said, he don't have any power to do this. I said, okay. It's okay. I became worried. But little did we know that they thought that IPOB is a family business. It is not. These people, they are not authorized. I mean, Kinsley is a Bureau Kanu Takano and Emmanuel Meme Kanu, who is known as Fine Boy. They are not authorized or ever been authorized to represent IPOB at any given time. Also, they are not or have never been members of IPOB DOS or IPOB leadership. Therefore, anyone or group dealing with them in the name of IPOB ESN are doing so to their own risk, to their own detriment. What will be more clear than this? Tell me, what will be more clear than this? These are impostors. They are using the name of Kanu. Now, the world, we are no more. I said it, I continue. I maintain my stand. The worst thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did is opening our eyes, number one, and assembling both the good, the bad, the evil, the ugly, the best, all types of human beings from all over the world together as one family with a focus of restoring Biafra. So, when you raise up monsters, they will also be checkmating you. That is how it is. That is how Europe becomes developed till today. European countries become developed. Because first of all, they developed the knowledge of their people, the population. They remove people from gullibility, from superstition, into seeking for knowledge. And now, the population also focuses on the government. That is how it is. It works two ways. It's double-edged sword. Awakening, renaissance is a double-edged sword. You that open people's eyes, you are not safe, because people's eyes will be wide open. Questions will be asked now, even you, everybody. There will be questions everywhere. And that is why we are where we are today. That is how we have progressed, asking questions. So, these people, they are Kanu family, yes, no doubt about it. They are siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but that is where it ends. We didn't enter this struggle in order to support Kanu family. I didn't do that. If it is, for example, it is because of Kanu family, I would have been watching Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a content creator. If I feel okay, satisfied, I will off my device and go and sleep. I will not join. I will be viewing him like other content creators. But we came for a collective interest. That is why we are helping. We are giving a helping hand to ourselves, because all of us, we are all in the same quagmire. Therefore, IPOB will never be hijacked. Moreover, let me ask the people that are listening to me. Maybe I know you've had it. Don't you ask yourself, why was a Fine Boy not in the last court outing of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? He was not there. There's something they're hiding. You know that? We don't want to be dragged into IPOB. That is why IPOB is not meant for anything kidnapping, criminality that is happening in our land. Do you know that? You know, Fine Boy, why haven't you seen him? His Facebook page, his pages, social media pages, we are being handled by his wife. Why didn't he show himself yesterday and today? He never tell you story because he was involved in criminality. He was arrested by the DSS for criminality. Are you hearing me? What we have been shouting here for criminal, fine boy, armed robbery, kidnapping, and ransom, receiving ransom payment. For how many months? He just came out a few days ago, and he was hiding. People should tell him, show yourself as you used to show. Because if you see him now, he resembles bonga fish. Until you want to recover, he is hiding. So, for people that are gullible, they have now completely recruited him because he's a freedom. He have bought his freedom in order to sell IPOB or any information you know about IPOB. For you people that are gullible, calling him, or if he call you, you take, oh, it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's sibling. This is the true story. Because, when IPOB intelligence gathers all this, you cannot know. Keep it low. Until when? We cannot afford to, please one person at the detriment of this struggle. Because IPOB is sacrosanct. Fine boy has been in jail under DSS investigation for armed robbery. Somebody he sold a stolen vehicle. Working with all these criminals we have been talking. Involving in very low life involvement. A person. That is why, why do you think they release him? Why? Why do you think he's being relieved? In a very criminal case of kidnapping, armed robbery, and the rest, directly involved, because he was implicated. They will gather, steal car and give to him, he will sell. Kidnap, say form his own and all the rest. That is why all these are not IPOB, please. This is not IPOB. That is, IPOB is holy. Do you know that? Ask where is the fine boy? He was released since a few months ago. He had been arrested since a few months ago, and he had been released. He was released just a few days back, 3 or 4 days ago, and he has been hiding so that he want to recover. After you come and tell you, all this in social media handles, we are handled by his wife. For your information, IPOB knew this, but kept low. Kept it low. But we cannot continue, keeping things that will destroy the dignity of IPOB. That is why these people they are not members of IPOB. If you are being deceived, continue being deceived. If you are being deceived by them using as a Kanu family, continue. That is how gullible you are. Continue. That is why I say in this struggle, there is nothing like sentiment. Either we do this right or we don't do it. It's better we don't start at all than going along with the sentiment. We need freedom because what we are suffering in Nigeria is too many. We cannot afford to enter into another one chance. Never. Are you hearing me? That is why IPOB is an institution. So we cannot afford to enter running away from Nigeria where corruption, criminality abounds in both executive, judiciary, all facets of Nigerian government. Criminality. Now we enter into another type of criminality in the name of doing Biafra. No, we cannot allow it. It doesn't matter who it is. Using the name of IPOB in order to deceive people, we cannot allow it. So, for you that knows Fine Boy, why haven't you gotten him on phone? Maybe you have known, but he told you keep it secret. Why? What are you keeping secret? He was released just a few days back. Do you know the terms of his release? Do you know that kidnapping case is a high-profile case under the Nigerian Constitution? Armed robbery is a high-profile case. It can even entail capital punishment in the Nigerian law. Do you know that? Do you know why he was released? DSS handled the investigation. Do you know that DSS is just like FBI? Do you know that? They know the buttons to touch. They reached a deal with him so that he will become a spy, spying or giving any information you know about IPOB and the individuals in this struggle. He will give them. Therefore, continue using your sentiment. Fine boy, he is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother now. Continue. That is sentiment. And that is why we are where we are today. You know, I used to say this. If we Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught us about sound judgment. So we cannot be victims of making unsound judgment. Allowing our sentiments, our sound judgment to be beclouded by sentiments. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. We Biafrans, we Igbos are highly sentimental. And that is why we justify failure. We use I get them before as an excuse. Past glory. Oh, leave him. He tried now. He tried. So can you do it? He tried. But situation. If you are in his situation, can you succeed? He tried now. At least he tried. We are not there for trying. We are there for succeeding. Either we succeed or we fail. But we can never fail. So failure has no justification. Are you hearing me? Failure. There is one German, during the Second World War, one German commander. He used to tell his boys, he said, don't think that going to the war front, you die, you say, okay, they kill me, I die now. Death should not be an excuse for you not to fulfill your mission. He used to tell them. He said, do you know what? Death should not be an excuse for you not to fulfill your mission. Fulfill your mission. Now, if you want to die, no problem. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And that is why I respect also IDF, Israeli Defense Force, the army personnel. They are warriors. You know, we admire people. When you study them, they say going on mission, very difficult missions. One of their commanders, he said, look, going on this, when they were on a mission, I think in 1986, to bomb, very secret mission, to bomb Iraqi nuclear power that was being constructed by France to Saddam Hussein that time, before 1986. So the mission, it was destroyed in 1986 by the Israeli Defense Force. So, according to the account of one of the pilots that went on that deadly mission, it's a suicide mission. They have to pass over different countries like Jordan and remain. Their instructions were very, very stern. They hold pilots with different aircraft. They say, maintain radio silence. Even if you see your comrade in another plane being shot to pieces, don't talk. Don't on your radio. Just leave him and go. So the man, according to the documentary, one of them, he said if they are going on that mission, he said their problem is not being killed. No. Their problem was not activating the Iraqi defense system. No. to be killed. No, he said they don't see it as a headache for them. Maybe they will be killed. He said their problem is to fulfill that mission of bombing that place, their target. He said once that target was bombed, they're okay. Even if they are killed, they don't care again. That is the mindset they have. Do you see a mindset? Let me tell you, building a nation is not a child's play now. Or what here and the men on social media. Yeah, mama, yeah, papa. He tell me, I tell him. They are seeing many of us as clowns. I am telling you. Building a nation is something heavily serious, more than ever, more than you can. It's more than life itself. When you see all these countries that we are built, that are developing, you are now enjoying. Oh, I have a Spanish passport. I have German passport. Do you know what they suffer? Do you know what they went through? No, you don't know. You don't know. It was a suicide mission. Death doesn't make them afraid. Death doesn't fear them. What makes them afraid is not fulfilling their mission. That is it. That's why I say we shouldn't justify failure. If you see somebody that you say, oh boy, you don't fail, stop excuse. You failed. You should succeed, but you failed. So accept responsibility. You failed. When people are saying that death, they are not even afraid of death. What they are afraid of is not fulfilling their mission. Imagine somebody, an IDF military, that sent on an errand, sent on a mission. He didn't fulfill his mission and he is alive. He came back alive. Do you think that he will live a happy life? It doesn't matter the whole encouragement. He will live a miserable life. Guilt will follow him all the days of his life. But in our own, we justify failure. Nah, leave him now. They suffer now. He suffered too much. That's why. That's why, he fell. No, he suffered. No, he's in DSA dungeon. So, he's a human being now. So, he fell. Mandela was there for 27 years. Even the day after 27 years, the day he was being released, Mandela said, no, give me another 3 months in order to prepare for me to be released. They said, no. How Brianishi from Munga? They say it's an order that you are going. Today you are going. He said, why will you give me this short notice that I'm going out today? I refuse. I must have 3 months some months in order to fortify myself, prepare myself so that to face outside. They said, no, it's an order. Do you see that? So let us stop justifying any failure. We justify it. Try now. If you fail, try. If I fail, I know try. Are you hearing me? No past glory. Do you hear what I'm saying? So, fine boy, ask him what happened to him. What is his mission with the DSS? Why was he arrested? Ask him. Is your man now? You that he said. Ask him. He kept quiet, deceiving people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, any day we lie to you here on Radio Biafra, that even Barrister Mezu, they say he said to it. He said that day, he said it. And that is what we are reiterating. That is why we, the only way to go above this journey is telling our people the truth. Nothing but the truth. There is no space for criminality in what we are doing. No criminality. People that are ask these people that are going around, kidnapping our people, asking our people for money in the name of ESN. Ask them, how many times have they ever showcased Fulani headsmen killers in our land? That they capture them or they kill them. No. What matters to them is destroying our people's livelihood, killing our people and collecting ransom. That is what matters to them. Do you see how bad the things are? Ask them, are you pursuing the Fulani headsmen killers in our land? The answer is no. The answer is no. Now, why then are you believing them that they are fighting for you? Why? Criminality has no space in our land. What IPOB is doing is freedom fighting. We are fighting to liberate ourselves from the shackles of Nigeria. You guys have seen openly, everybody now have seen it. Even non-Igbos, non-Biafrans have seen how Igbo is an endangered species in Nigeria. It is now open for everybody. Everybody have seen it. How some Yoruba tribal bigots are calling Igbos must go from Lagos, and we say to that. Igbos must go. Igbo must go, not only from Lagos but from Nigeria. Are you hearing? So we must be careful. We must be highly careful. Kingsley Kanu and his brother, they are never IPOB members. What matters to them is they took IPOB as a business venture established by their senior brother, by their elder brother. That is their mind. That is what they take it. They are not there for, say, restoration of Biafra. And they might go IPOB no naka nenayanya. I know no gola. Ye tipiana ya. And hane be risiak everywhere. Do you see the Igbo? You see the mentality of many Igbo people. Ego. Ego. Very, very bad. Okay. There is one news headline I want to read one or two before I enter into the main thing, building institution I want to talk about today, but just little. I will be very brief. Now, Rwandan government shuts down more than 8,000 churches and mosques. Rwanda restricts fasting as 8,000 churches closed in Rwanda. You see, if you come to Africa today, one of the countries that are being being used as a good example today is Rwanda. Now you ask yourself, why are they going to religion? Why are they going after religious institutions, churches, and mosques? Why? Sometimes be neutral and ask questions to yourself so that you answer. Once you are neutrally minded, you will see that your frontal lobe will at least start responding, giving you accurate answer. Rwanda today, remember, is one of the cleanest. Kigali, to be precise, that is the capital of Rwanda, is one of the cleanest cities in the world today, and is the cleanest in Africa. And Rwanda is moving to the right positive direction when it comes to development and advancement. Now you ask yourself, for a few days now, they are closing another 8. After closing, I think about 4,000, I think last year. Now they are closing 8,000, more than 8,000 religious centers, churches, and the mosques. You ask yourself why? Because they know that, look, these places are places that distributes gullibility. Are you hearing me? You see, these religious centers these are places where gullibility is being distributed. People people become interested in spirits, in things that they don't see more than things they see. Have you asked yourself, why is it so? This is arrant stupidity. You know, you people becomes interested in asking. It's just like what I put. Let me check whether I can see it. I put it on my Facebook page. Nigeria protests. They have now entered into prayer, nationwide prayers. They shall see the prayer, the power of prayer soon. 2024 nationwide prayers. Alkunot on bad leaders. Remove bad leaders from power. They are now asking their God. Yo! Chineke. No, they can no more. It's no more physical. They have gone for them. They have gone spiritual. So they now ask a very big spirit, unseen being, supreme being, to now do the work for them. Whereas Bangladesh protested for over 1 month. There they were killed. Hundreds of Bangladeshi youths were killed. They didn't stop them because of quota. You know what caused a Bangladeshi protest? Quota system. They say they have quota system. If you come from a family of people, their jobs, special jobs are reserved, or preference are reserved for people that fought, families of people that fought for their independence from Britain or from India. That is, they have quota for them. The youth rose up. They said, "No, this thing we are all equal. It cannot happen. What are we are grateful for their sacrifices of their fathers or their grandfathers, but it's okay. Enough is enough." And they went into protest. Not 1 day, not 2 days, for months, a month plus. Finally, when they saw that the police saw that the military saw that they are dealing with a radical youths that say you cannot do nothing. Death doesn't stop them. Death, being killed, doesn't stop them from getting what they are doing or what they want. Their prime minister ran away. He's a woman. Is it Hassani? Prime Minister, is it Sheikh Hassani? She resigned and ran away. You know, that is why people in a republic, in a democracy, the population has the final say. The population is above the law. They are the only thing that is above their constitution. That is why they can rise up and kick out a constitutionally, a lawfully elected head of state or prime minister or president. It's only the population that can do it. Because the law, that constitution is meant for them. Not they are not meant for constitution. Do you see how things move? Do you see that? Now, Nigerians have turned spiritual. They are now praying to God to remove bad leaders. Do you see the failure? The failure of Nigerians is religion. After everything, I think this is the 10th day of the protest. After the whole hyping, finally, they have gone spiritual. Don't worry, God will punish you. When you see people start fighting, now one start insulting, now God will punish you. I pray. God will punish. Look, is no more. All his weakness. Because anything man cannot do, forget it. Are you hearing me? The other day, I talked about the power of man. I preached about the power of man. Here on this planet, all we are seeing is power of man. What man can do. So, Rwanda now closed more than 8,000 churches because they know that they distribute gullibility. What they sell there is stupidity, superstition. Oh, God will do it for you in this week. You are blessing. How can you receive blessing where there is no electricity? You know, Tell me what you as a Christian or as a Christian country or as a Christian nation, as a Christian people, what you can boast of where that maybe Hindus, Japanese don't have. This world is controlled by human beings. I think you get what I'm saying. It's controlled by human beings. The same way I charge my phone, if the battery goes down, is the same way the highest man of God charges his or her phone. It doesn't sit down and pray and say, okay, abracadabra, battery will full. No, it doesn't happen. The same way I eat and go toilet, go flush it, the same way believer, Hindu, Christian, Buddhist, atheist, even the person that didn't believe in at all, the same thing. Now you tell me, what is the difference? Why should you be deceiving yourself? That is what Paul Kagame of Rwanda say. You know, he's methodical. He is dislodging. He is building a how do you say it? Awaken the society, little by little. That is what he's doing. He's setting a legacy. You know what did I tell you? For a revolution to succeed completely, it must be at least 25 to 30 years. Let me repeat. For a revolution to succeed completely in a country, it must continue for at least 25 to 30 years, so that people that were born in that revolution, when they were child, they will grow up with that mentality into adulthood. And once majority of the people become, that was born that time, grew up 25, 30 years, become youths and adults. And the older people that were born before the revolution, they no longer have more physical power. They grow older. Now the youths, they awaken the youths will take over. Do you see the reason why religion in our land, Christianity, is wreaking havoc? Because we are not Christians by choice. We are born into it. Remember, people that were born into it, now they start growing up. Once they grew up, they were shaped. We are shaped in that mentality. So we grew up. We were born into our families and the religion. So that's why it's very difficult to remove, because it is the mentality. Just what you saw from your family, and you grew up with it. So the same way with revolution, for revolution to take hold, it must be at least 25 to 30 years at least. Thomas Sankara started the revolution in Burkina Faso, but it was short-lived. Only 4 years, from 1983 to 87. 4 years of revolution. Under that 4 years, Burkina Faso, that was a begging country, they became complete independent in food production. They no longer import food, and they even sell food, export food to other African countries for only 4 years. But do you know why it was reversed? Because it was short-lived. So the bad people entered power, they are still strong. Had it been Thomas Sankara was in power till today, at least till another 30 years, Burkina Faso will be, just like any Western Europe today. You will see people will be smuggling, will be migrating clandestinely to enter Burkina Faso. That's why I'm praying. For this, their new leader is a reincarnate of Thomas Sankara. What they are doing, so that they will stay long. Do you now understand the reason why they tell you democracy, democracy, democracy? So that you'll be changing governments. They push you into changing governments through election. This thing is a scam. You see, the European version of democracy, which they impose on Africa, is a scam. Is a continuous going round and round scam. It can never develop you. Never. It's impossible. It's impossible. Are you hearing me? So religion is also like the European imposed democracy. It's the same thing. It's just to control people for their advantage. They make you see that it is the only way to glory. Democracy is the only way to advancement. Their religion is the only way to go to heaven. It's the only way. It's the truth and the life. Democracy, their democracy is the same. Everybody now is fighting for democracy. Was China, in the eyes of the West, was China using Western democracy? The answer is no. Are they developed? The answer is yes. Is Saudi Arabia using Western democracy? The answer is no. They are using monarchy, theocracy and monarchy. Their system. You cannot, religious, any country being controlled or ruled under religion, that religion must be indigenous. If it is not indigenous to you, you fail. That's why Arabs are progressing. Arab countries. The ones that are using their religion, Sharia, they progress. But look at places like Afghanistan. They don't progress because they are not Arabs. It is not indigenous to them. Don't you see? Don't you see it? Don't you calculate? It is not, they can never. Instead, they will be having problems because they are fighting with their shadows. It's not, the religion is not indigenous to them. The people that are indigenous to are the Arabs. So they can use it. It's good for them. It's their culture. But it's not their culture. Don't you see Sharia in Nigeria? Don't you see Al-Majiri system, the way they are using religion in Nigeria? They are the same. This Al-Majiri system in Nigeria, Al-Majiriya. You go to Arab countries, you don't see Al-Majiris begging on the streets. You don't see, there is no Al-Majiri begging on the streets. Instead, their school, they call it madrasa. That is their schools. You know, it's their natural thing. They are going to school, normal, studying in Arab, studying science in Arab, studying everything they are studying, chemistry in Arab, studying technology in Arabic. But do you see fake? You want to imitate. Now they call it Al-Majiriya, Al-Majiri, and they go begging because they are imitating. It is not natural to them. Are you hearing me? It is not natural to them. But the people that it is their natural culture, they are progressing. They use it, they progress. Do you see the difference? The Europeans that Christianity is their culture. They know they brought it down. They relegate the religion down, you know, make it palatable for themselves, and they are progressing. It's the identity. You see somebody, an Italian that never read the Bible, open Bible since he was born, a 30-year-old Italian, you ask him, who are you? You say, I'm a Christian. But he can never quote any place in the Bible. As you see. But you that is a Nigerian, a zoologian, you claim you're a Christian. You quote from Genesis to Revelation. Because you are imitating other people's culture. So you must do in order to make them feel that you are okay. That is for you to belong. So you quote. But that person that is an Italian that is naturally, whether he like it or not, is a Christian by by birth, by culture. So you can, if you question him, do you know the Bible say, tell you, shut up. Which Bible are you talking to me? The Bible that we print, our great grandfathers printed and gave to you as slaves in Africa. They have disqualified you. That quote from Genesis to Revelation is you that I say, shut up. The person that is telling you this, he doesn't know anywhere in the Bible. He never opened the Bible before, but he's a Christian. That is the difference. Because you are trying to imitate something that is not cultural to you, that is not traditional, that is not your culture. So you are trying to belong where you are not, where you are not. When a butterfly trying to call himself a bird, he have to do makeup to put more things artificial to make himself look more bigger. But reality proves it wrong. That you're a butterfly. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter the makeup you put. You are a butterfly. You are not in the bird family. Okay, that is it. So when you bring an Italian that does not, a Spanish that does not, he never touched Bible before, a 35-year-old Spaniard, and you ask him anything in the Bible, he say no, he don't know. You ask him, are you a Christian? He say yes, I'm a Christian. He is right. You that claim you're a Christian, you have read the Bible, read the Torah, read the and will be quoting, cram it, because that is what you are being made for, cramming. You cram. You don't produce, you cram. You are made to cram, programmed to cram. Before you know, now, and this one say, and the book of Ruth say, and Italian never hear Ruth before in his life in the Bible. But he's a Christian. He tell you, I'm a Christian. It is my culture. So he will tell, who brought it to you? You that, come on, get out. It's my culture. He will use F word on you, call you a esclave, slave. Are you hearing me? What will you do? And when you look at it, it's truth. Because Christianity just come to you, brought to you through imposition, through slavery. The same way Islam was brought to Africa through slavery. Why the people, our Islamic brothers, African Islamic brothers are not, why they are not too much, saying or doing things the way they thought, because Islam came to West Africa earlier than Christianity. The great grandfathers was humiliated. Remember, Arabs enslaved Africa first. Trans-Saharan slave trading of Africans, West Africa, and other African, Central Africa, and East Africa. They have been there since 7th century, 7th century. Going to 2,000 years, 1,000 plus years, 1,400 years, 300 and something years. So it's too long. So they can no longer, decipher their real culture, because it's been a long time. Are you hearing me? It's been a long time. Their own slavery. It's been a long time. So they now could take it as their own culture. But the luck we have. The luck we have is this, that this religion was brought to us not up to 200 years back. This is it. Not quite a long time ago. So we can still, remember our past. That is the difference. But they themselves, our Muslim African brothers, they don't have any past. They thought that their past is only Islamic, because anything concerning their real original traditions have been wiped clean, and it's been a long time. So they can no longer think or talk about it. But we are lucky. We ourselves, we are lucky that it's not a long time. So that is it. So we must open our eyes in what we are doing. The Rwandan president closed all these worship centers because he wants the progress of his people. He wants people to reason critically, to start asking critical questions, not to be holding God responsible for their misery, but to be holding government, to be part of the government. That is the reason. So he's laying a very positive legacy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Very, very positive legacy to them. Because he don't want the people to be going to church and be hearing that, oh, God is in control. No, government is in control, not God. God is not in control. It's government that is in control. He want the people to at least, he want the people to be asking questions. Instead of saying, no, don't ask a question, believe everything. No. They don't want people to believe everything. No. That is why he's closing the churches. For a country to progress, to advance, a religion must be relegated to the background. Ask the Europeans, they know. Ask France. Ask Italy. Ask the United Kingdom. They know. Do you know that the head of Church of England is their king? They modify something to their liking. The head of, just like for example, the head of a church in our land, church of our land, is Igweri, for example. That is how things are. They modify things according to how it suits them. Paul Kagame of Rwanda he wants his people to think straight. He wants his people in order to be reasoning like human beings, to have critical thinking. He don't want them to be reasoning foolishly. Instead of working towards ameliorating, bettering the lives of our people, now you go and start praying. As Nigerians are now praying, they have adopted to prayer. Prayer will pursue bad government. And you know the Nigerian politicians are happy. They now say, hip, 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 hooray. Allow God to deal with us. That is what they want. They want you allow God to deal with them. Are you hearing me? So, this is it. Now, I want to talk a bit, just few, because time is not on my favor. I want to talk about building institution. You know, building institution. First of all, what is an institution? An institution is an organization or establishment founded for a specific purpose. Listen to it again. An institution is an organization or establishment founded for a specific purpose. IPOB is an institution founded for the restoration of Biafra, opening our eyes to restore Biafra as our ultimate goal. Genuinely, that is an institution. IPOB is not for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB is not for Mazi Chike Doziem. IPOB is not for Mazi Nzurumike. IPOB is not for Mazi Ofoma. IPOB is not for Mazi Chinasa. IPOB is not for any individual. It is not for Kanu family. No, it is an institution. All definitions of institutions generally entail that there is a level of persistence and continuity. Continuity. These are the main words. Continuity. Institution Institutions must continue. It doesn't matter the founder dies, the institution continues. It doesn't matter the leaders jump overboard, the institutions continue. That is institution for you. Are you hearing me? Do you see Palestinian Liberation Organization, Hamas? They are institutions. Do you see Hamas? How many of their leaders have been liquidated? Did they stop them? The answer is no. The latest was their political representative or political chief, Hania. They have sworn in another person, and that person they sworn in, is even worse than that first one. It's a radical. He don't care. He don't want to talk. That is institution. It must continue. The problem is that we Igbos, we Biafrans, we don't understand the meaning of institution. Are you hearing me? Because we don't, first of all, we don't even respect institutions. We want to be individually, more important than institutions. Can I give you an example? Do you see our brother that died? May his soul rest in peace. What is his name? The politician that died from Newi. Please, sometimes your head will just block. Can somebody please inbox me the name? I want to give an example of something. The one that died, the senator that died of recent, a young man that shouldn't die. He shouldn't die. But many of them didn't understand that Igbos are hated anywhere. Are you hearing me? For people that think that IPOB is happy for no. Ifeanyi Oba, Senator Ifeanyi Oba, that died. Personally, I was pained even. Why should he die? He's a young man. He's a young man. He's a young man. I'm not praising him, but he's a human being. Now, he had a security outfit in Newi, in Anambra. He established a security outfit. And he's paying them well, yes. But it's not an institution. Do you know why? There is no continuity. After his death, now I think now these people, the security boys, vigilante, they carried all the gadgets being bought for them by Ifeanyi Oba, let Ifeanyi Oba, to the family and say, as our God don't die, there is nothing we know we can do because no person to pay them again. Emeka wants to go, he went to the family and said, surrender the thing so that I'll be in charge. Do you see how fragmented Igbo people are? Do you see it? Do you see why I tell you that we are not sophisticated? No, never. Yeah, Ifeanyi Oba, yes. Do you see that? Now, he formed that security outfit as his own thing, his own property. It's not an institution. Yes, Mazi. Thank you, Ifeanyi Oba, yes. He formed it as his own property. Our people, every time I'm saying we are naturally talented, yes, but we are not wise. I am telling you. It's only IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started opening our brains and eyes. We are naturally talented, yes. But we are not, we lack wisdom. Now, Ifeanyi Oba formed the security outfit just for himself. So it's not an institution. because everything depended on him. Every month end or weekend or every week or month, he will pay them. He forgot that maybe he can die. Anything can happen to him. What if something happens to me? What will be the future of this thing I form? That is how reasonable people think. That is how wise people reason. That is the way now you start forming institution. You know, I applaud the Yoruba people. They know how to form institutions. Our people, that is why I say we should learn modern governance. IPOB is doing it, teaching our people on modern governance. We lack it. We lack it. I am telling you. If Yoruba want to, he formed his late. I'm just giving example. He's late, but I'm giving example with something so that we learn. I'm talking about building institutions. You see, this is the reason why even for Igbo man, you be a rich man. You see an Igbo rich man, a trader. You have his boss, hundreds of bosses. Once he's no more, everything will collapse because he didn't build it in a way that we consider after him. Unlike the white people, you see why you like Mercedes Benz till today. Something that was formed in the 19th century. It started as a akbakra. From rudimentary. I put it a picture of the old, I think, Ford. The Ford motor, the first Ford in my timeline, but it's long time. I think it was last year. How it looked like a non-car, but it was pampered and grown into what you are using today as Ford, because it became an institution. So that without the Ford family, the institution continues. Ifeanyi Ubah, late Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, he formed this security outfit dependent on him alone. That is, selfishness and greed makes us, it blinds our eyes and Igbo. So that anywhere you go, they follow him and now, this and that. Personal aggrandizement only. He doesn't think, what about how do we do so that if I'm no more, this thing will continue on Abawanya and continue expanding. And my name will be immortal as the founder of this security outfit. No, he didn't do that. That's why, as he is late, they gather no more money, is no more coming, because everything was coming directly from him. Do you see? Do you see that? Look at Bill Gates, Bill and Melinda Gates. If Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, they die tomorrow, their establishments continue. Do you see that? That is establishment. You establish something, now you are no more acting as the overall, without your presence, everything will collapse. No, you can be, receiving even salary from there. So that once you are no more, another chief executive officer will be there to be the head and be receiving the same salary. It will go by law. There will be constitutions guiding it. That is what IPOB stands for. That is why I'm telling our people, stop being gullible. Stop being sentimental. Saying that, IPOB, without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it cannot. No. Do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will live forever? Are you going to live forever? Am I going to live forever? The answer is no. So if we die now, IPOB will collapse. Is that what you think? That is your own small sense now. Is that so? We have to understand the importance of building institutions. So that if somebody is out, it doesn't care, it doesn't matter, the institution continue. That is the reason why this misunderstanding and this, misplacement of ideology. Let me put it like that. That is why people are talking down on the Directorate of States of the indigenous people of Biafra, because they don't understand what institutions mean. They thought that DOS is Mazi Chinedu. No, view them as is an institution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say is a member of the DOS also. That is building an institution, so that in case of if no one person is out, the institution does not know it will continue rolling automatically. This is why today you see in the United Kingdom, UK members of parliament, you see people that are 22 years, 28 years, 26 years that are they are members of parliaments in a country with nuclear weapon, and they don't feel it, nothing, because it is now a high grade institution. Even if the president, they put a baby as a president, everything will be working, because they have institutionalized it. It is a grade 1 institution. Are you hearing me? The law is there, the constitutions are there, in order to maintain the progress of the institution, the country as an institution. That is what IPOB stands for, not depending on one person. That is why I say kill your sentiment. This our useless Igbo sentiment that makes us, we finance every group that call themselves church. Every Yoruba churches go there is Igbos that are sponsoring. When they sing music, they say, okay, we want people to come and give us, God say, give us 10 million, and you are this and that. Igbo men will come out. They will be doing competition to come out to give. Because you are gullible. You are sentimental. Are you hearing me? So, what am I trying to say? Let us learn to understand what institution is. IPOB is an institution. DOS is institution inside IPOB. It's a leadership institution inside IPOB. So, when you talk about against DOS, you are talking against an institution. You are not talking against Chinedu. You are not talking against Mazi Chinedu. You are talking against the institution itself. Are you hearing what I'm saying? IPOB is built in a way that even if one leader is out, the movement continues. The establishment continues. That is the mentality we should have. And that is why Radio Biafra is on A, in order to lecture us, for us to understand the importance or the ideology we are in. It is not about one individual. Because if you focus your belief or your ideology on an individual, what if something happens to the individual? Like, unfortunately, a very young man like Ifanyoba died. That security outfit he created collapsed, which shouldn't be. I'm just giving to you as an example. It should have been an institution that whether he's there or he's not there, things continue moving normal. That is where we get it wrong. We never master that. Yoruba people are more than us, even in that level. Look at churches they are building. Look at Yoruba churches. Multi-million members. They manage it all over the world. All over the world. They know how to manage it. That is Kwan, the TB Joshua. He's no more, but the church continues. That is an institution. It doesn't. I'm just giving an example. It's an institution. Maybe if it's an Igbo man church, the church would have disintegrated into 100 places. The one, the branch in Texas will carry their own member and go. The other one in Guadeloupe will carry their member and run. The one in Cambodia will run. Now, do you see? But no. They continue. It doesn't matter. The leader is no more there. institutions continue. That is what IPOB stands for. We must continue in this struggle. It doesn't matter what happens. That is why when I see you that you are having sentiment, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family. Nah, no, it's Mazi. They are using that sentiment to deceive you. You are gullible. You are no different from church goers that are asking, oh God, to remove bad leaders. It's the same thing. You are gullible. Let us join hands together in order to continue making IPOB the institutions that is our choice, our own institutions. So that even if I'm not here today, tomorrow, another person in the place, and everything continue. So that if this person is not there, our things continue rolling until Biafra comes. That is how it should be. That is how it should be. Are you hearing me? That is one thing that is found wanting in Igbo people. Building institutions. They build everything around themselves so that they will be the center. So that if you want to destroy the institute, the thing they created, you go to the center of gravity. That is the mistake Nigeria made. They thought that IPOB, the center of gravity of IPOB is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And they kidnapped him. Thinking that once they kidnapped him, and they activated their sleeper cells in IPOB, different parts, mostly in America, thinking that they can undo us. They are surprised. I am telling you, IPOB intelligence in the Nigeria Caliphate, in the core Nigeria Aso Rock, they are bewildered that IPOB is still strong. They now understand that the DOS, the leadership of IPOB, is a hard nut that cannot be cracked. What I'm telling you is a reality. It's not made up. No, Nigeria government that is why they run basic in our land, kidnapping our people physically now for physical elimination, because what they were thinking that will happen or would have happened as the rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't happen. The leadership of IPOB held everywhere tight, and the institution continues. And we tell them that with or without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB continues rolling. That is one thing that makes them go mad. You don't know. That is one thing that makes them go mad. That they thought that renditioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will scatter everybody. Hey. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, then Nayanya carried the money with the instructions of the family, the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because for them, everything will crumble. So they hold the money, say, don't give anybody. So that if this thing fall apart, so that but now, don't you see that they have finished the money? That is why fine boy now is indulged in kidnapping, sending the people he formed as Omuoma. They thought we don't know Omuoma, which he used to visit. We know, we watch them where they visit them in their camps. We know. Visit them, instigating them to kidnap for ransom. Hijacking cars and giving to him sometime directly, he will sell. If it is a flashy car too much, he will carry it and sell. And they backfired. And he was arrested by the DSS. After about a few months, they released him with a deal, under a deal. They shouldn't have released him, but they told him they got many information from him about the DOS. About the DOS and IPOB in general. That is what he used in the movie himself. And he promised them not to give them any information, to be inside. So for your information, that is it. I tell you, the Nigerian government's target is not Kanu family. It's to destroy IPOB, nothing more. They are disappointed that IPOB didn't crack as the rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they run basic. That's why they are kidnapping people in Biafra land, kidnapping people and disappearing them. as members of IPOB, because that is the order given to them. As much as they cannot crack IPOB right from the nucleus. Now they start physical disappearance. That is what they are doing. So be careful of this fine boy. Be careful of him if you are communicating with him. Be careful. Be careful. He's not a member of IPOB. They are not members of IPOB at all. All they are using is a Kanu family. That you cannot stop it. It's their blood. There's no problem about it. But anything concerning this movement, they are not inside. Do you hear what I'm saying? This struggle is above one person. It's beyond one. People have died and continue dying. So here we are building institution. And this institution is this establishment, is this organization, IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. Our sole purpose, our core aim is to restore Biafra. Not to be sentimental about one person at all. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegally renditioned. Are you hearing me? From Kenya down to Nigeria. But in his temporal absence, the DOS is in charge. And the head of the DOS is Mazi Chinedu. He is in charge. Are you hearing me? That is how our constitution, our rules and regulation, that is how it is. And that is how it should be. You have to deal with it. No sentiment. No sentiment. If you are doing sentiment, what of had it been they kill our leader? Okay, I was a Zinan. Is that what you mean? Is that okay? Imagine. Because some certain things. I want you know, there are things I'm not supposed to do. As if there is power in the war in the world. No, not lie. I want a power. I want a power. We have to say it. What of had it been when they renditioned our leader for 8 days? Had it been they killed him? Okay, your aim is okay now. IPOB would have scattered. Is that what you mean? The answer is no, my bro. No, brother, no, comrade. IPOB will continue. Because we have gathered. That is how they know wise people. Do you think it's easy for the Fulani to maintain themselves since 1804? Ottoman Danfodio started their jihadism. Do you think it is easy for them to maintain themselves, to continue the fight? Do you know how many of them? Ottoman Danfodio, I think his child that replaced him was killed. Is it Ablarizi Zufodio? He was killed in a battle. Many of them were killed also. But their movement continued. Do you think it was an easy something? If it is you, what's our leader? No more. Oh, our leader. No. Movement is like that. Since 1804 till date, the Fulani, they have maintained their mission. Do you think it's an easy job? Do you think? Maintaining a population of people, millions of people, to flow towards one direction. Do you think it's an easy job? Do you think so? The most difficult thing on earth to do is to control human beings. Controlling human beings. Most especially Biafrans, Igbo Biafrans. Controlling Igbo Biafrans are the most difficult controls of human beings in this planet Earth. Because everybody knows now, on your own Sabi. Everybody Sabi now, who will you talk? Is it the person you are feeding? No. No person feeds nobody. So why will you talk? Because our people had no loyalty, no ideology binding us until IPOB came to the scene. And we try to organize people that are jaga. Who are you going to talk to? Who? Somebody that knows how to make money more than you. Somebody that is more educated more than you. Somebody that knows how to do it for 100 times more than you, as he will claim. Somebody that has contact more than you. Somebody that, has 7 PhDs. Somebody that he must have one quality. We boast with you that you don't feed him. Do you see that? But we must grow above all these. And what makes us grow is our ideology, And what is our ideology? Is Biafra. Biafra is our religion. That is why we make Biafra our religion, so that it governs us. So that it is an ideology that unites us together. We focus on it, because before we had no ideology. That is why our people were moving from left to right to center. No ideology, no common ideology guiding us. You will see in a family, Igbo family, the son is going to deeper life, the daughter is going to Assemblies of God, the mother is going to CMS, the father is going to Catholic. What a disorganized set of people in a family. And you will see them, anything, they disagree, always disagree. This one we go, he said that, did you say, there's a member of your family that is, he don't want your progress, and he will come and start suspecting his own people inside the same family, because there is no common ideology. The religion they brought into our land divided us into pieces. And when we are talking about going to our roots, people are saying that you are bringing problems, you are bringing divisions. These are people that are mischievous sets of people. Because it is only our culture that will bring us together, nothing more. Any people that their culture and tradition is being cracked, they are infiltrated. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Any country that their culture is cracked, it becomes infiltrated. That's why Japan tried everything in order to recover themselves from the European invasion, the virus, which they tried to infiltrate on them. They went to physical and destroyed the churches, more than 15,000 churches. They destroyed it and killed the people. Today, Japan is what they are today because they went back to their roots. That is the reality. That is it. Because these people, foreigners, they will only sow seeds of discord to make you hate your brother. That is divide and control, divide and conquer, division in order to control everybody. So that they become the foreigners that divided you becomes your chain of how is it, communication. Or they make you hate your brother, but you love your pastor. Your sister hates you, but he loves his pastor. So if I have any slightest problem, every day I will call my pastor and tell him my secret, instead of telling my wife or my brother or my sister. The same thing. My brother, the same thing. My sister, the same thing. So the pastor, the agent, the foreign agent becomes the holder of our unity. And he will be manipulating us. Are you hearing me? That is what they created in our land. Because we lack institution. And today, IPOB is a strong institution. So you are mistaken when you are insulting DOS. DOS is not one person. It's an institution. Let us view it like that. It's an institution. That is the leadership of this struggle. How we are moving. I say a surprise, even you see Kanu, a surprise them that IPOB is still flourishing. Because they thought that, when you block the finance of a movement, you're expecting them to die off. That is it. That is why when America wants to sanction you, they go against your finance, so that to dry you up. That is what they did to IPOB. But today IPOB is flourishing because it's an institution. Do you understand me? Do not be deceived into being individualistic. Do not be deceived into trying to believe that, one person is more than an institution. It is a lie from the pit of hell. Once one thing is built around one person, one man, once that person is no more around, that so-called institution will go into extinction. Is it what you want? Is it what you want? The answer is no. It is not what you want. It is not what we want. Our quest is for the restoration of Biafra. And The only institution that is championing this is what? Is IPOB. And IPOB must be maintained without I say, without no sentiment. It must be maintained. It must be supported. Are you hearing me? We must continue supporting it in every way we can. Are you hearing me? That is building institutions. That is what it means. Therefore, stop being deceived, please. Stop being deceived by sentiment. Are you hearing me? Okay, just hold on. I am trying to respond to something. Okay. So we must continue. In conclusion, IPOB is an institution and should be regarded as such. It is an establishment solely meant for the restoration of Biafra. Institutions do not depend on an individual. Institutions do not depend on an individual. Institutions is a collectivity of people's collective efforts. That is why you see when they say that Nigeria is a country built on tripod, it pains me a lot how our intellectuals are still carry this. It pains me. How can a country be built on a tripod? It makes no sense. A country should be built on, 360 degrees wall. 360 degrees wall. So that any crack in any place, it will not affect it. Others will hold it and the crack will be fixed without anybody noticing it. But all of a sudden, Nigeria was created on a tripod stand. How do you think that it can continue? How do you think that it can stand? That is why anytime Britain wants, they will offset one stand and everywhere will be shaking and they will continue getting what they want. Don't you see what Nigeria is doing? Look at what Tinubu now. They're not on us. They are trying to offset him. They are trying to menace him with a military takeover. That is the reality. All of a sudden, they are now leading protests. But in 8 years of Buhari regime, none of them participated. They continue defending the indefensible. Don't you see that there is something wrong? Don't you see that? And in retaliation, Tinubu is trying to play politics on them. Tinubu today, he invited Innocent to build cars for, I don't know what, in Asorok. All this is to offset the North that wants to do military takeover, military coup against him. So you see that in Nigeria, there will be no way Nigeria can be fixed. It is like that. It will go this side. From this side, or Yoladis the other side. From the other side, it will tweet to the other side. From the, just like that, continue wombling. And Britain will continue encouraging patching, continue patching it. Amalgamation. Oh, continue. The indivisibility of Nigeria is our policy. Don't continue it. will master you people. And people will be dying. Do you see how they manifested? They protested with a Russia flag, and nothing happened to them. Nothing. They were being pampered, protected by police. Imagine that it is in Biafra land that we flew Russian flag. What would have happened? Everywhere would have been militarized. Python dance will be a child's play. There will be, bombardments from air, land, and sea in Biafra land. It will be many. They will say, oh no, every woman committed treason. Kill everybody. But do you see in the north what is happening? Nothing. Nothing happened to them because they are more Nigerians than us. We are regarded as third class citizens. Are you hearing me? Third class citizens. Are you hearing me? We are regarded as third class citizens. Bandits brutalize Nigerian soldier, abduct son. Let me see this new. Abduct wife, son in Niger State community. Did they go there? Did they burn down the houses of that community? The answer is no. You remember what happened in the district, I think in River State or Bayelsa, is it last year? You remember what happened there? You remember? They went there and killed both children, everybody, pregnant women. They gathered everybody. They said they come for peace, the military, and they started shooting. The same thing that happened in Imo State. Every time they will go and burn down everywhere. But bandits brutalize Nigerian soldier, abduct wife, son in Niger State community. Nothing happened. Do you see them burning houses there? The answer is no. That when we say that we are being marginalized, maltreated in Nigeria, many people don't understand. These are the things. That is why we are building this institution called the Indigenous People of Biafra in order to do what? To confront what is facing us. Anybody that is against the DOS, anybody that is shouting out of sentiments against what we are doing, he is the enemy. We should understand where we are going to. This is where I'm going to stop. I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the lines. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
Chinedu and all these names for all these people. It was so very interesting. I also admire your intelligence, the way you analyze issue. I'm a Pan-Africanist, so I really love when I see brilliant Africans making analysis on things that affect their country. So that's why I've been following you. I try calling in, and it's very difficult to get in. So tonight, when you have this StreamYard link, I'm like, okay, this is my opportunity. And I'm so lucky to be the last person to speak as well. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Yes. Yeah. So I may not be a Nigerian, but I'm not a stranger to Nigeria. Let me first of all give a background of who I am so people understand what I'm going to say and why I'm saying it. I immigrated to Nigeria in the year 2000. I was 15 years old. Obasanjo just took over in 1999, a year after I arrived. I did my primary school in Nigeria, secondary school, wrote my WAEC in Nigeria. I went to New Horizons College in Niger State, Mina. I live in the Middle Belt. I've been to Kwara State many times. I speak Hausa very well. So I'm a half Nigerian, I will say, because I live in that country for more than 10 years. And I spend most part of my life there, and I have friends, family up till now in Nigeria. So if you wrote common entrance and you wrote WAEC, you should know Nigerian history, you should know the politics. And me being a Pan-Africanist, I have followed through most of the political activities in Nigeria. So that's what gave me, just to give you a background of who I am, so that I will be able to make analysis on the ongoing issues in Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Please.
Yeah. So I tried learning Yoruba, but I did not. I speak Hausa perfectly, because when you live in the north, Hausa is the common language there. So next to it, because I live in the Middle Belt close to Kwara State, so you have Yoruba language, but the Kwara people, sometimes some of them speak Hausa as well. So my Yoruba is not good. So what I want to speak here tonight, Mayegun, the issue of Nigeria. Nigeria, I'm from Liberia, by the way. The name of my country is Liberia. And if you know Liberia, Nigeria helped us in the 90s when we had civil war in our country. Liberia was falling apart. We fought civil war, from 1999 down to 2003, and Nigerian forces helped quench the civil war in Liberia. So Nigeria was the hope of the continent, the giant of Africa, the country we all look up to and say, one day in the future, this is going to be our China. This is going to be our United States. If Nigeria succeeds, Africa succeeds. Every African, especially if you live in West Africa area, I'm not talking about regular people or people who really analyze issues, you will know that Nigeria was the hope of the continent. But unfortunately, in the last 10 years, we've seen Nigeria going down the drain. We've seen Nigeria promising future now becoming dashed, and we've seen that it seems that there's no hope. So when people are making a lot of analysis, I come in and tell them that this is my own understanding. The problem in Nigeria is a summary of what is happening in all of African countries, which is number one, the way we got independence, the institutions that we inherited were not decolonized. It's like the colonial masters made a deal with people we call freedom fighters, and they replaced them. They just replaced the white Oyibo with our black brother who continue the colonial legacy. And I will give you an example. Your police is a typical colonial police. During the colonial era, the police was meant to protect the colonial elite. The police was there to beat up the people, subdue them, and terrorize them to protect the colonial masters. That's what the African police do now. That's what the Nigerian police does. The elite of the colonial era, they were bourgeoisie who lived in Africa, but then their real home is London. Their hospital is Paris. When the colonial masters get sick, they take them to Lisbon, they take them to Paris, they take them abroad to go to get treated in the what they call the metropole. And the Africa was the farm, was the place they work, was where is where you extract the natural resources. The London is where you go to enjoy it. Our elite are following the same pattern. The educational institutions were designed to make the colonial masters to look like saviors and tell the people who have been exploited to appear as if they are being indebted. They have to be grateful to the colonial masters for giving them education. Why that education was actually a miseducation. If you watch our education today, it followed the same pattern. The religion was created to pacify the public in order for them not to stage a revolution. The colonialists were in bed with the religious masters. They tell the people to calm down. In fact, our traditional rulers, some of them were compromised. Those of them who refused to compromise were removed from their throne. If you compromise with the colonial system, then you remain on your throne. Today is the same thing. Our traditional leaders have to compromise with the men in Abuja. The unknown forces in Abuja, in the capital, they have to connive with them to destroy your destiny. Now, all I'm saying here is that the colonial system continues, but it has just changed face. It just have a black face on it. So I say this to tell you, when people say, let's divide Nigeria, let's break up the country, let's have a Yoruba nation, let's have a Igbo nation. As a Pan-Africanist, I'm sad, because our philosophy was to create a black United States of Africa. So when we see now that a country like Nigeria cannot survive, that means that our theory has been debunked. But here is what we tell people. It doesn't matter if you divide Nigeria today into 7 countries. The same elite who are in bed with London, who are in bed with these forces in Europe, they will be the same elite who will take over this country. Example, South Sudan and Sudan. Did South Sudan become better after they broke out from Sudan? I don't think so. Many countries are broken up in Africa after independence, but it was the same elite who were transported to those new countries until I started traveling and I decided to put religion aside. What I saw in northern Nigeria is that these people were colonized twice. They were first colonized by the Sokoto Caliphate through the Islamic Revolution. They were still under that colonialism, then the British colonialism came. So they are not in alignment with you in the South. You don't understand. They are operating under two influences of colonial culture that they have inherited. One, they inherited an extreme version of Islam called Wahhabism, which even Saudi Arabia is trying to abolish and embrace modernity. This northern Nigeria inherited an archaic, outdated Islamic view that came from Baghdad and Saudi Arabia those days. They inherited it. And it is very much entrenched in their culture. They do not believe in Nigeria as long as they are not on top. As long as Islam, for them, the vision for Nigeria is for Islam to triumph. That's the understanding for them. The destiny of Nigeria must lean toward Islamic revolution. That is the elite, the agenda. I'm not talking about the ordinary people on the street. They don't know what's going on. But the elite, that was the thinking of Usman Dan Fodio. That was the thinking of Sir Amadou Bello. That was the thinking of all these elite that came up. They designed, when they took over the army, you don't understand why they influenced the army in Nigeria. Their vision is to lead what Islamic revolution. Now, for you guys in the South, you had only one colonialism, which is the European. That's why there are people, Chris, John, Johnson. When you are tired of European colonialism, you fall back to your culture. They don't have no culture to fall back to. They only have Islamic extremism to fall back to when they are angry. That's why every riot in the North take an Islamic tone. Any fight, any fighting has to take an Islamic tone. They do not have any ideology or philosophy to fight with other than Islam. And this make you guys to live in two different planets, but yet you are trying to build a country. For me, even as a Pan-Africanist who want Africa to be together, I can tell you that northern, southern Nigeria cannot survive. I'm sorry to tell everyone, it will not survive.
I'm going to ask, Siku, just for you to take a breath. You are indeed surprised a lot of us tonight. When I say surprised, not because of the detailed in-depth of your own understanding of Nigeria, but the fact that we weren't expecting this long sort of, reorientation kind of. A lot of people were glued that it is actually coming from someone who is not a Nigerian. You sort of mesmerized us. And because of this, I think I chose right to end the program with you tonight, okay? So you seem to know even better. And using your own perspective now, understanding of the both world and being an Pan-Africanist and all that, one of the things you said tonight that sort of got me a little bit emotional is to listen to a fellow African brother to express how disappointed. I actually saw your face dropped, right? When you said you as an African, as a Pan-Africanist, and somebody who has been to Nigeria, and the situation of Nigeria today breaks your heart to see that Nigeria is tilting towards a total balkanization. That is something to an average Nigerian, which, as you know yourself, we don't give a damn anymore. It's like we have seen enough. It's like we are done. However, to somebody like yourself, looking from both within and from without, okay, and you can see, do you see a chance of this north-south to continue to coexist under this current arrangement? Whatever any solution anybody brings about, right? Do you even see that from your own experience? Because now you can tell, you have actually analyzed these fault lines between the north and the south, and we sort of saw them as blood lines for decades until the last 10 years, like you rightly sort of acknowledged. Last 10 years saw Nigeria and Nigerians taken to where a lot of us never envisaged, including the fault lines, the red lines, the north, the south. So 2024 and beyond, with what you know and what you have told us so far, you see Nigeria exists for another 10 years as the North and the South still, with the way things are going? I want to hear that.
I see. I'm not a prophet, okay, but we can look at the data and be able to say this is what we think will happen. I think the fact here is that Nigeria is going to experience a very, very serious trouble. That's very obvious, worse than it is right now. The reason being is that I spoke of the internal forces in Nigeria, and I just mentioned one, which is the religion. That is the ethnic side, which I have not touched. Now, if you look at, let's deal with that first internal problem, which is the religion. I follow one politician in Nigeria, in particular, who I love before Obi came on the scene. That was Showore, when he said, "Take it back." When he said revolution now, people didn't understand. Nigeria needs a revolution. And when we say revolution, it's not just people moving on the street or what, a transformation of thinking and transformation of institution, complete transformation. Now, that transformation, even if you do it the way Showore wanted, you will have to do it twice. You will do one revolution for Nigeria, then you will do another revolution for the North. Anything you do to Nigeria, you have to do it twice in the North before it will succeed. You take your NSAS, for example. When all of you in the South were running around to change the police, did you see the North move?
No.
You think they care? They did not move. They didn't see the North. As soon as you start protesting in Lagos, the Eastern Nigerians start to feel it immediately. They start to protest. When something happened to Mohbad, you see people talking. Watch the social media. When you see people start talking in Western Nigeria, the North doesn't budge. It does not move. You need 2 times that revolution to bring the North into the picture. And said they are using this population democracy where who vote, the religious extremists in the North will continue to use these uneducated, illiterate people to continue to vote the wrong people in power. For that, they have taken Nigeria hostage. And those of you who want real change for Nigeria, they will isolate you. They will isolate you. They will make sure that you become the enemy of the state. And if you don't take time, they will eliminate you one by one until this pact that they created, South-North, which is a fake pact that they created. You know, Buhari, then after that, Tinubu will rule, then another Yoruba. The truth is, the extremists in the North are looking for elements, religious, Islamic element in the Yoruba ethnic group to use them to destabilize that mighty people who have built empires like Oyo and other places long before anything. But they are looking for some weak elements. Like Tinubu is a weak element. People think he's powerful, but he's a weak element in the Yoruba war. These are the weak elements they want to use to be able to push the Islamic agenda. People have been telling you that Islamic agenda is a lie. No, it's true. I can tell you that I was born a Muslim. My people have been Muslim since the 7th century. I'm a Madinga. And we have been Muslim. There is nobody in my ethnic group who is Christian. All my people have been Muslim. And I studied Islam in northern Nigeria. And I'm telling you, the agenda is to push that country toward Islamic agenda or destroy it completely. So to your question, I will tell you that Nigeria does not have a bright future for now. It doesn't have a bright future for now. The elements that are in the North, and most of them are receiving grants. Some of them, even in university, they are getting grants from this Qatar, and all the extreme Islamic group are giving them money. And they are building, their power is increasing day by day in the political system. They are even creating billionaires that eventually tomorrow they want to control Western part of Nigeria. The East a little bit stubborn for them. Eastern Nigeria is stubborn. That's why they are isolating them. The isolation of so-called Igbo, it's not because Igbo hate Nigeria. Igbos are the most Nigerian than any Nigerian. They are every part of Nigeria you find them. They have their own problem for sure, like every African group. But the issue, they are not the problem. But they are acting a little bit stubborn to the Islamic agenda. So they have to be isolated. And to do that, you need one of the most powerful group, which is the Yoruba group. If you don't use Yoruba, you can't succeed. And the Yoruba group is very educated. So what do? You look for the weak one among them, which is the Islamized ones, and play on their religious sentiment. And then you destabilize the country. I can tell you, my friends, you need a revolution, but you need two revolutions. If every African country needs one, Nigeria needs two.
And we are all ears tonight, Sekou. Honestly speaking, it's such a pleasure to really have you with us tonight. And indeed, I always say,
welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 10th day of August 2024. Remember, as I said, our IPOB community radio is still not talking, but I assure you that it will speak. I'm telling you, I know the reason. It will speak in no distant time. But you have to also download Simple Radio. Once you download Simple Radio, now you scroll for IPOB, for Radio Biafra London, and it is there. So please, we have different options. You go to the social media, even on Facebook, we are broadcasting live. You can see us on IPOB Rapture Media is there. So, on many other places, please. Even on www.ipob.org, we are there, live and direct. So, our lines are now opened, but say no to criminality. You know what the Nigerian government is trying to do is to compromise IPOB, make us look like criminals by the actions of criminal elements in our land, so that there will be the line will be blurred. When you talk about IPOB, now the international community will say, is it not those that are kidnapping their people? Is it not those that are saying sit at home and they are killing people? So that is what they want. Is it not those that are hijacking cars? Say, oh yeah, Sabo, they will kill you. An Igbo man to killing Igbo man. Do you see that? So this is what our Nigerian government is doing. It's a ploy. These are things we don't need to be surprised if it is happening, because in a struggle it happens. After all, during the ANC period, when South Africa was fighting for their own liberation from apartheid regime, the South African apartheid regime also formed a movement. They sponsored a black movement that is also doing water. In Nkata Freedom Movement, Nkata Freedom Fighters. They say, no, they are black people. For others that are being deceived, they say they are fighting for that ANC is too slow, that they need the gun, they need your water. You don't know that they are sponsored by the same white people, so that in order to tarnish the genuine image of the people that are fighting for freedom, just like what is happening in protests in Nigeria. Once there is protest, any protest, anti-government protest, the government will sponsor thugs that will go there and cause problem, start looting, start stabbing people, so that it will give the Nigerian military. Nigeria will showcase it to the international community and say, these protesters, they are not even protesting. They are violent criminals. So now, when anything they did to them, they will send military, send police to go and shoot them, and they will harass and torture and kill them, and disorganize the whole protest. But they sponsor the people that are doing that inside. It is the same thing they are trying to do IPOB. So they raise up sponsor criminals that can come up and say we are ESN, and now they hijack your car. They kidnap you and say, pay us ransom to sponsor what we are doing, ESN. These are not ESN. It is not IPOB, please. They are being sponsored. These are things that are that do happen in a freedom fighting like this. So do not be surprised, only be focused. Our lines are open, as I said. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I have a first caller, Mazi. Let me put it. Mazi Joe. Can you hear me, Mazi Joe? Are you there? Yeah. Ndewo Mazi, welcome to the program. Please go on.
Yeah, Mazi Dalusa. Your submission this evening is quite apt. It's like it makes one to ponder about the existence of Ndi Igbo, if they actually know what it means that we are under existential threat. For us to exist as a people down from the past and into our future, we need to understand that the baton has been placed to us by our ancestors. Our ancestors have fought the Ayekumeku. They have passed the baton to us to continue this struggle until we get to our Biafra land. And like what you said, that IPOB is an organization. Yes, it is. During the Second World War, the French resistance under Charles de Gaulle, with his office in London, he was fighting the Nazi Germans from there. People don't understand that freedom fighting is not free. Freedom fighting takes everything. It takes money. It takes time. To the extent that it takes blood. Our people need to understand that in this struggle that we are struggling, IPOB is the only umbrella under the HDOS, Mazi Chinedu, that is capable to speak for all Biafrans. No politician in Nigeria can do that. In the East, none can do that our people will listen to. None. It is only IPOB. Mazi, do you know that I did think that IPOB as an organization did not tell Igbo people to not join the protest? Our Igbo kids and kings would have joined, and many of them would have been.
Many of them would have been killed today. Would have been late. That's it.
Yes. So this is to show all those people out there that IPOB is a stakeholder. IPOB is an organization that is speaking for Ndi Igbo and all Biafrans. But see, when these are 10 days of I call it baby rage, they were just behaving like babies. They don't know what they want. The people that were campaigning for the 10 days, whatever, they don't just know what they want. Look at what the Fulanis elites did up north. They just wanted an avenue to show Tinubu that, okay, we can use our people to cause insurrection against you. And if they start it, Mazi, Tinubu will run from Abuja. Because they will take it. They will take it from him. I think now, if the Yorubas cannot sense that there is fire on the mountain for them, I feel so sorry for them. Because Tinubu has taken everything from them. Everything. CBN, immigration, customs, the wharves in Lagos, he has taken it from them. These people they cannot exist without all those things. They cannot exist. So taking that man out through hoisting the flags of Russia, it was just a trick. It was a trick. I want to believe that the MI5 and the CIA, they know something about that, those flags that they were hoisting, because they wanted to use it as another channel to open another front in West Africa. Look at what they did. Look at what they used Ukraine to do in Mali. How can Ukraine, a country that is at war now, be having intelligence about what's happening in West Africa? How is it their own business? That alone is to tell you that the French, the CIA, the MI5, they want that Sahel is very important to them. So they are ready to use anything at all to destabilize those three countries that have decided to be one. And that is what they want. That's what they want to do in Nigeria, using the North, as a perfect launching pad. So my message, Mazi, is that Igbo should understand, all Biafrans should understand that IPOB is the only umbrella that covers all of them. Had it been not for IPOB, Mazi, there would have been massacres all over the East. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, sir.
Very much. We must continue. We must continue. We must exercise wisdom in the politics that is going on today, because there is no love or hatred. What is there is permanent interest. That is what matters. Before, we misunderstood the world politics. They love us. Our natural ally. We believe we are Christians like them, so they should be with us. Come and save us. There is nothing like that. Apply wisdom. And it's not individual. It is through institution. That is it. And that is what IPOB is building. Caller on, let me see. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp. Let me see. Caller on WhatsApp. Are you there? Caller on WhatsApp. Once again, I don't know. Caller on WhatsApp. Are you there? Yes. Mazi, let me make this, please, before you continue, let me say this. Please, if you are calling, remove any earpiece, because sometimes you think it is coming out. It is not. All this Bluetooth, please. If you are talking, it will not be coming out. It will be jammed. Okay. Mazi, please go on. There we go.
Or take a jet on my ear. This is impossible. So let me make my own contribution like this. I have had a lot. I have said a lot. You have said a lot. I don't know where to start, but I will start somewhere. You see this our genuine agitation for freedom. This our agitation. It will have overwhelmed the ideologies, the main ideology, the founder of ideology. Sometimes in ideology or freedom fighting movement, it overwhelming the main person. Sometimes it happens in many freedom fighting. Some people may have their own way of doing it, but when it comes can you hear me, Mazi? Yeah. When you gather people, you gather ideologies, you gather different ideas. People will contribute. Maybe you may want to do it in your own way, but when you gather people, there are going to be a lot of ideologies. People going to contribute in order to move that organization very far. And if you don't mellow down your ego, you may end up destroying that organization. So in this freedom fighting movement, it's beyond one person, it's beyond the family, it's beyond whoever it is. Nobody will go down this agitation and they will stop. We can never stop, because this is what we have to do about our future generation and our to secure our existence in this planet Earth we are. Mazi. So anybody who is telling you that this one is Kanu, this one is this one, no, we have gone above that. We are all over the world and we have different ideas, different people from different areas. So this agitation have gone above emotions. No, have gone above. Even if I already come out today, and change tune, we change it for him and move on. We don't give a fuck. So that is what I want to say now. And that is this. Sometimes ago about religion, you see what is happening in the so-called protests, which I know that is going to be that way. I always tell them when in the gathering that look, no revolution will succeed in Nigeria because Nigeria are moribunds. they are all religious people, religious sentimentals. They don't have common brain of their own. Understand me now? And that reminds me one time ago when our leader was in when our leader Mazi was in a radio Biafra talking about this religion. A caller called him and asked, since we don't want to, we are Christian and we don't want to continue, what are we going to worship when Biafra come? And I mocked myself and our people. Somebody who is the test for freedom for one time, for almost 80 to 100 years. What is important to you is what you are going to worship. It's not how to develop the country you fought for. No, it's what you're going to worship. Then you see that our people are this religion have dealt with us. But we are changing the narrative, you know. We are changing the narrative. We cannot continue like this.
Of course.
That is why you see this renaissance is going everywhere. If you go to TikTok, that is talk of the day. Going to freedom without talking about that religion is nonsense. You cannot achieve anything because once they tell you Jesus is coming, that person is fall out. No, don't go. Yeah, let this. We want to go to heaven, but you want to enjoy. You like good things. You are giving up birth, and you're praying for that. You are training your children to see their children. Then when are you going to that heaven you are talking about? You don't want to build the earth you are seeing. You are hoping on somewhere you didn't see. Mazi, let me stop here, but our people must be careful. Let me stop here. Thank you, Mazi.
If you think that the heaven is better place, why not go today? Go now. Leave us in this world. You preaching Jesus is coming now. It's coming soon. And you want freedom. Then why are you fighting for tomorrow? These are controversies, you know. So please, we must continue. What we should understand is we are being bound together under this ideology, because right from time since 1970 as a people we have no ideology binding us together. We embrace religion thinking that it will bind us together. It divided us into piecemeals, and our enemies are happy. They promoted it so that we continue. Anything that is being allowed and promoted by Nigeria, know that it is killing us. It is a killer disease. So when they leave a religion festering everywhere in our life, if look, the way churches are in everywhere in Nigeria, even in Igbo land, if it is something that is good, you know, opening our eyes really, binding us together before God and man, Nigerian government will not allow it. These are things, these are common sense. It's common sense. It's not something, it's not rocket science. You understand? Because Nigeria doesn't want us alive. Since 1970, the policy of the Nigerian Caliphate is to disembowel us, to, you know, divide us into fragments so that and religion played a very vital role in it. And that is why you see churches everywhere. Nigeria government is happy. It's happy, allow it. Every place go. Our massacre, have we forgotten? Is it Ondo State? People the list of people that we are massacred by terrorists in the church, 98% are Igbo people. I read the names out here on Radio Biafra. 98% are Igbos. Where did the investigation reach? Everything's, you know, we are 15 minutes people. Everything, have God to punish the killers? The answer is no. Nigeria, they know what they are doing. They allow us to be meandering into superstition, into nonsense of pursuing shadow, for shadow to help us. But it can't. Caller on signal, please go on. Can you hear me? Caller on signal.
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you.
You don't drag a Mazi cast.
Ndewo, Mazi Jonathan. Good evening from here. Eze Chukwuka continue to give you the strength. Keep on doing what you are doing, educating our people so that we will know the importance of remaining or consistency in what we are doing. It doesn't matter who you are in this struggle, the position you are holding in this struggle. With or without you, Biafra must come. This is the mindset that we have built, most of us that have remained after this wave, Mazi, believe me, any IPOB member that remain in IPOB today that are still contributing in IPOB, the type of mindset we have this time, it doesn't matter if you are the founder of IPOB. Any day you shift from the way we used to look you or the way we used to know you, Mazi, we will push the person aside and continue where we are going. The reason is that many has fallen. Many families has been wiped out for the sake of this Biafra that all of us are yelling. So if you can't derail us in what we are doing, believe me, just as you said to them, Mazi Jonathan, look at what the so-called idiotic sibling of Mazi Nnamdi can do. If the such thing did not come for Radio Biafra, many will not know what the type of, when we were shouting here, these people are not member of IPOB. When I saw this post that you post in your Facebook page, you repost it. I read it because I know this post has come before about months ago when we tried to let the world know that these people are not part of what we are doing. They can be siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they are not members of IPOB and they are not members of DOS. So I shared it and not knowing that something like this has come up. When IPOB see ahead of time, anywhere we'll see, you see IPOB shouting, pointing hand. Look into that place before the due time, something must come up. This is IPOB. And we don't indulge in criminality. This is why anywhere we see criminality, we start shouting. We start shouting so that our people will know that this is not why we are here. We are here to protect our land and to make our people to have good life again by completely disassociating ourselves with Nigeria. We want to go away from Nigeria and to build a country that will be conducive for our people, that we can begin to test this life most of us are enjoying here in the Western world. They have built it and we find opportunity to come here to enjoy what people that even most of us have not been born when they were making their country to look like this. This is exactly what we have saw. And we made up our mind that we cannot stop in this quest of restoring Biafra back to build a life that even if not for us, Mazi Jonathan, for the sake of our children, for the sake of unborn Biafrans, we must do this. There's no other way we can do it than to keep on. This is why Nigerian government was fighting to destroy DOS. But for them, they never knew that there are a set of people like this that can make up their mind to stay in this quest. It doesn't matter the bribe or anything they are trying to do. They reject everything Nigerian government tried to place and said, in Biafra we stand. We are not going anywhere. Whether they like it or not, we must continue to let the world know until they will get tired and allow us to go, because this is a country where they build in tripod. How can it stand? When you cut one leg, the other two will be shaking. You try to repair this one, you cut the other one. Just look at the idiotic nonsense protest they say they are doing. Because IPOB, let our people know from beginning that we are not going to participate in whatever Nigerians are doing, because we are not Nigerians. Now at the end of the day, it is turning now to prayer, because we didn't participate. Their job, because if Ndibo join them in this thing they are doing, at the end of the day, it will result by destroying their shops, killing them. They will bear the consequences of what they didn't start, what they didn't even know where they planned it. This is why we have made up our mind. Anything Nigeria is celebrating, we are not going to join them. At least in the Bagama, we have known now that Nigeria is not made for us. a place secretary for mortuary. Everything they begin in Nigeria at the end of the day, Biafrans, most especially in Igbo. We must continue to support IPOB, support our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, support GOS head by Mazi Chinedu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, that anything Mazi Chinedu said goes. Even in the absence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Chinedu said goes. This is how IPOB has been built. And on an issue, IPOB, IPOB to today. We wish our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu good. And we want very soon he will come out from where these people are holding him. But IPOB is being built that nobody can destroy. No, it doesn't matter how strong you are. You cannot destroy IPOB. Joko is sending Kebra before. Ask them Iranian so-called my DJ Rezo how they thought they when they quit IPOB will fall. It doesn't matter even the secret you know about IPOB. Any day you misbehave, I have to put it here. The mother who got in there, you wait, you know, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That man, I better happy I have, but yes, how Nigeria is
negotiation. Mazi, they didn't leave him free for free. It was negotiated. He gave them some information and continued giving them, being spy. Inside, they want to use him in order to track many things or to know many things in IPOB, how IPOB works. But they don't know that their ass is grass. That's why they leave him. Do you think that they can leave you just for free? Do you think so? Do you think so? Do you think that tomorrow, if we hear that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been released, we will be happy? We will look inside and see what is the condition of his release. We know how all these things work. That is it. We know how all these things work. Mazi, that is the thing. Mazi, go on, please. Go on and round up.
So Mazi, all I'm saying here in a nutshell is that Nnamdi should know the handwriting on the wall. Because this guy, Mbaine Timbu, Yananke no Jamin Ana as a bureau Kadunta. Mbaine Tia, hey, we go IPOB. Didn't hostage. Took the money we contributed all over the world. So had security. After IPOB have launched ESN, and they kidnap our leader from Kenya and initially back to Nigeria. These people are not to reap what they didn't sow. Is it because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu one day worker? Can you think they can jump any on top of our heads? Most of them had a monthly dues, but they're eating our money. From nowhere. I know family business. But even the message was sent to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu declared and said, no, IPOB is not a family business. So anybody dealing with these people, you are on your own. You are not dealing with IPOB. They are not with us. And the only siblings to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, eating the hego, as one Nnamdi Kanu. If you give them money as IPOB member or they're representing GOS, it's 419. Because at the end of the day, it will bounce back on you. Mazi, what we are seeing in Innocent here is that both the religion they brought to us, we thank you how the whole thing looks like. Now, where Jesus we are going to do it on our own because here we are living in Western world. It is human being that build it. Mazi, I used to say this in, let me just, in 1 minute. I used to say this in Makatuku Premier. This every day they are going to space, searching and searching and searching. All of them they will relocate there and Imama says he had to go atomic bomb. If you fail to build our paradise here, if you die, you don't know where you're going. I'm waiting from block grocery to catechism, from catechism to Yokwakadishi, Say brain, Mazi, just as you said, thank God here I can even just about 200 years. I got on why because I'm running into a place whereby Ono Bunabu here church and easy. You're not saying what I see Nigerian government they use it as a weapon. They were watching it.
There were.
Bless you. Mazi, IPOB community radio is not working today.
Yes,
I hope
yes.
it's gonna be fixed.
It's gonna be fixed. It's gonna be fixed. It's gonna be fixed. There were.
No.
There were. We must continue. That's it. You know, this struggle is a struggle of our lifetime. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Please go. Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, Mazi, Chinedu. I'm Akweseka Ubuna. US. So thank you very much for this program, for a very important topic. I did my think about black people in generally. I think we tend to build something around a figure like a cult. To the point that cult figure, Muhana, everything Asa, you see it in all kinds of black organizations, even here in the U.S. Remember Marcus Garvey? Go back to Africa. As soon as they kidnapped him and deported him to Jamaica, everything collapsed. And many other organizations like that, even their Nation of Islam, thereby used to be very, very strong. But Malcolm X didn't do. The same thing Nabani, all those liberation movements, as soon as they killed, whether it's Thomas Sankara or whether it's Lumumba, as soon as they kill the figure, there's no. But over an organization, they follow a guiding principle, a guiding ideology. It doesn't matter who's in charge. It doesn't matter. Look at the Jewish Obadano. These their organizations practically around the government of America. It's been there since the 40s. Whether it's the Kennedy or something APAC. They have leaders come and go. It's still there. Look at even Hamas, even when Israel tried to infiltrate them, funded them. But once they saw that some people were trying to deviate from the ideology, they got rid of them and still keep marching on. All sign you want. And the same thing applies in business. As a corporation today called Firestone, a tire company. Kemgbe ndị mepere Liberia, afọ the country Liberia, that company never, and it's still going on up to today. So I say this to advise our people, ka happy ịdị mmadụ anya n'ihu. Yeah, Nnamdi Kanu is great, but he shouldn't be greater than IPOB or greater than Biafra. Okay? And I don't see whatever thing in a or your church, your nationality, your lineage comes first before your religion. Because although religion morogi or your ethnicity morogi, that's why somebody said that maybe Muslim or the Christian and able, you are black first, or you are Biafran first, or you are Igbo first. Because once you deviate from that especially if your religion is not indigenous to you, if you did not create it, is a tool of control. We just listened to that Sekou, that guy that was on Mayagu's program.
The Liberian, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure that people heard him say that the Northerners need two revolutions. That they were first colonized with Islam.
Of course.
That they were colonized with Islam, which is a religion. So, what makes our people think that they are not colonized with Catholicism? What makes our people think that they are not colonized with Pentecostal church? What makes our people think they're not colonized with Christianity. Because just in here lending cause and you know how I came to colonize with Islam. And once somebody gets hold of your mind, the mind is the most powerful thing. The body is just an empty vessel. The mind is what creates action in a body. The mind behind us gunye gawa, gunye biawa. And the religion is used to control your mind. So Ejirigo Islam control on the Hausa. Ejirikwe Christianity control line. And we're trying to shake ourselves off of this colonization. You didn't wave sentiment, oh my Virgin Maria, my Kanu, Jesus again, Kanu, no. You are a one first. Every other thing becomes secondary. And when that thing, the secondary, comes to interfere within our unity, you have to cut it off. We have to absolutely cut it off. So, yes, Nnamdi Kanu is great, but he's not greater than IPOB, he's not greater than Biafra. Whether his family or your church, or your Christianity, all those things are secondary. Since we have a guiding ideology, I'll be happy dying today knowing that my descendants are going to secure freedom. Thank you.
There, Mazi. Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on Mazi, I think, can you hear me? Mazi, is it Emi Chris? I think so. Or you'll be the last caller.
Yeah, I can hear you, but you are speaking very, very profound.
Very?
Can you hear me?
Yes. The whole world is hearing you. Your voice is coming out. There we
Okay.
What is happening to your signal?
Mazi,
your signal. What is happening? You called from signal.
You say what?
I say, what is happening to your signal? If you call in signal, your connection will be off. It's not only today.
I have network. I have even enough network, but I don't know. That's why I call on direct line.
Go on.
But there's no problem as long as you can hear me.
Go on.
It's okay. Mazi, thank you for the program. And what we are doing, those that have sense will understand what we are doing. Let me begin because you said a lot. Let me begin from you talked about the institution. And when I was a coordinator here, that is what I always to preach in my unit. Every member of my unit can testify to this. I used to tell them that we are trying to build an institution. That's why when they kidnapped our leader, some few people, about 2 people just left our unit. And he said, no, so I said, no. You have to verify, how did this thing happen? How did it happen before you go out? Cannot just say, you don't have any alternative, then leave what you are doing. I said, no, I remember where I am, so I get the information fully. I told the guy, he said, no, okay, remember, I said, I will be here. Let me see what will happen. This is an institution our leader has built. Our leader may come out tomorrow and say, this is the way. And we say, for the general view, we see it in different way. That your way is not correct. That is one thing that Igbo people, I just say, Igbo, lack, remember here in Italy, as you said, there's a pizzeria or one manufacturing company. They tell you it's since 1870, since 1840, since 1820, since 1940. What it means that those that started the production are no more on this planet, but the continuity of that company is in progress because they build it as an institution, not as a private. Unlike what you said about the final, it's not like private. That whereby you build something, when they don't see you again, everything will collapse. That is the nature of Igbo. And we have to change this manner, this character. Until we change it, then we begin to see ourselves as a people, collectively as a people, not as individuals. That's why you go to an Igbo. An individual can come out and decide to tie road and do it, and he do it perfectly, even do it better. But when we come as a group, that's why I don't join any in my village now. They are talking about let us build contribute to put electricity and all that. I said no, because it is a continuation project. It's not that when you did it, maybe the next 20 years now, this group of people now are no more, or they don't have money again, they don't come together again, then the project will die because nobody will maintain it. When the insulators fall down, the pool fall down, there's no money to lift it up. It is needed to build as an institution whereby a group of people or a company will be taking care of it, or a government will be taking care of it. Whatever that will make spoil there, they go and pay it and everything continue. That is what people lack in their life. So I want to advise to any IPOB member. What we are here, we're under institution of IPOB institution. So even if you are going to meetings, sometimes I meet some people and say, no, this person is the coordinator, I don't want to go. I said, no, you're making a mistake. You come here and they find out what is the problem, the party is not doing very well, then you do something to change that part. And you can't change it with the force. You hold them gradually, talking what you know. By the time you say maybe several times, people will, let us start to this man, see, and understand what he's talking about. One day, you see your idea will be implemented, and maybe you take the position to make the things work. But you are not going away because this person is here, or the other person is here, or this person is not a good person. No, this is an institution now. That one of us will be paying, even if somebody there is not doing this. We have a national coordinator meeting, yeah. We have lost that person take over, and things are doing very well. That's what institution is all about. So our people should understand that people of this institution and individualism. That's number one. Another thing is that it's all about what I Italians say. Like to give an example of Italian people who doesn't know any in the Bible. That is the truth. You can't worry about content. Even though you know what I know, planning from there, all area, you know, sometimes and a more ocean and a menka. All the whole thing they eat in Italy here.
Mazi, your voice is sounding inside now. I don't know.
It's because of the net. I don't know whether it's network.
Go on. It's okay. Now? It's okay now. I think you removed your mouth. You shifted your mouth from the phone.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that the kind of food they eat here in Italy is just a unique food. When you go to the south of Italy, they more or less the same. Maybe on the 25th day, you know, our people go to church on the 5th day and stay inside church. On the 25th and 24th night, all of them, their families gather inside house. That's their culture, and that is what they do. They don't come out, so they celebrate everything they do as a culture. So yeah, what we do here. Religion is a tradition to these people. So because of network, Mazi, they give an explanation. Let us keep it here. Thank you very much.
There were Mazi. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, we should understand and learn how to keep and respect institution. I know it is not in our, the way Nigerians disorganize us. That is why we don't understand what really institution is. That is why they try to make us replace institution with personal, individual aggrandizement. That is why our people boast. We love to boast. We are on you put everything on your head so that you boast. People will be praising you and you forget the real meaning of what you should do. You understand? So we should understand. You see, people mischievously and ignorantly started fighting DOS, thinking that DOS is only Mazi Sanwo-Olu. It's an institution. If you don't like one person inside the DOS, it doesn't mean that you should collapse the DOS. No. Let us learn how to respect institutions. Let us know how to respect it. The example I gave with Leti Fanyoba is a vivid one facing us. He said this thing collapsed, security outfit collapsed because he formed it as his own thing. without minding, just for him to be getting chieftaincy title, to answer this and that in Nnewi, and nothing more. And now he's gone, and everything is scattered. It shouldn't be like that. Institutions continue. The continuity, that is institution. Continuity, that is one of the main mark of institution. Continuity. It must continue. You know, it's not something that when you don't see one person, everything collapses. No. And Biafra remains our ideology. Because in order to keep institution or organization, there must be a binding factor. That is law, constitution. That is what is binding us. Biafra remains our religion. It remains our ideology. So that anything that is happening, once you remember Biafra, restoration of Biafra, you chill. You say, okay, if not this. That is a reference point. Therefore, we should never allow our sentiments to cloud our sense of judgment or sense of reasoning. And remember, in conclusion, say no to criminality in Biafra land. Say no to criminality. Kanu and Fine Boy, they are not members of IPOB, please. You see, the ordeals of Fine Boy, Haji with IPOB, ego IPOB Haji. And they be anything. Because they are not there for what we are doing. They are there just as they thought that IPOB is their. They took it as IPOB is their brother's investment. Naomi Perena investment. If you want to open investment, don't use people to do it. Just do normal any other investment. That is it. IPOB is not a family business. It is for the restoration of Biafra. And all of us are stakeholders on this restoration. IPOB is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra restoration is not one person. It is all of us. Therefore, we must continue cherishing it, making it, protecting it with the last drop of our blood. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
The Africa was the farm, was the place, the work, was where is where you extract the natural resources. The London is where you go to enjoy it. Our elite are following the same pattern.